Well, President Joe Biden gave a speech to 200 people who barely stayed awake at the United States Capitol building. And it was not really a State of the Union address, although it was similar to it. And he talked about his agenda, his priorities, what he wanted to do, and how he wants to collapse our country. So we're going to be following that in the next few months. But the good news was Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina gave a response on behalf of the Republicans, which I thought was quite impressive. Ed Vitagliano, not Don Ho, Ed Vitagliano, and Abraham Hamilton III with me to discuss this. Senator Tim Scott, what impressed you about what he had to say?
Yeah, I thought Senator Scott's response was excellent. The tone, the tenor, and in particular, the characterization of the heart of the country I thought was absolutely phenomenal. When he described his own family's history, he described even having some difficulty in his own upbringing, yet overcoming that and connecting that to the overarching thrust of the American story is that of redemption. You know, our founding fathers enshrined in our preamble to our Constitution that their pursuit was to form a more perfect union, and anticipating that subsequent generations of Americans would contribute to that process. I thought Senator Scott's hopeful and full-throated speech struck a great tone, and I think the Republican Party will be wise to pick up on his messaging in order to communicate their values and even policy positions to the American people.
You know what Abe's talking about, Senator Scott, I encourage everybody to go watch Senator Tim Scott's speech because he ended using scripture.
Yes. Well, and here's the thing. I think Senator Tim Scott is a rising star in the Republican Party. I totally agree with Abe. There are many things that divide us. One of the things that I was very impressed with, besides the scriptural approach there at the end, where he made a heartfelt
yes, he did.
And a seemingly genuine appeal to the American people to remember that it is not government that solves our problems.
It wasn't a responsive reading.
Right.
It was the brother was quoting the Bible, and
yes.
He believes it. Go ahead.
And that God is the answer for our nation. But he also talked about one of his kind of repeated refrains was common sense makes for common ground. I thought that was a great approach because we can all agree on some things, and things that make sense for everybody can provide a way for this country to unify around things that we can get done without appealing to what some people call the extremes on either side. He's a rising star in the Republican Party. I agree with Abe. The Republican Party needs to kind of take that speech and use it as a template for reaching out, especially to minority communities in our nation.
Well, keep your eye on Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. Who knows? One day we may be calling him President Tim Scott from South Carolina. See you next time on Reason and Company.